Good morning. I am just spending a lot of time alone lately, which I've needed. I am just journaling this morning, just doing a lot of self-reflecting in a time like this in my life. Sitting here eating my little healthy peach cobbler parfait. I made some electrolytes this morning and just trying to make sure when my mental health isn't doing well, I'm really affected by what I put in my body food-wise, supplements I'm taking. Especially I'm hypersensitive during periods like this, and I feel like no one talks about this portion of mental health. Sometimes the way you feel can be enhanced by the foods you're eating, what you're putting in your body, and it could affect your mood heavily. When I'm super hypersensitive, right, like I am right now, I'm very cautious about the things that I take. One of the things that I've noticed about myself when I'm in these kind of moments in my life is I have a lot of brain fog. To help with that a little bit, I like to drink some electrolytes, which I only drink Peak's electrolytes. It's the only electrolytes that I personally trust. I feel like their electrolytes don't have preservatives, additives, or added sugar in it, which a lot of these electrolytes out here do, and it makes no sense to me. It defeats the purpose. But what I also like about theirs is that it's also skincare too at the same time. It has hyaluronic acid. When I'm not drinking enough water and I feel dehydrated, my skin also gets really dehydrated. So I'm not only getting a deep hydration with the electrolytes that are in here, but it's also acting as if a moisturizer coming from the inside out, which I love. It also has ceramides in it, which help enhance the skin elasticity as well as fine lines. Like you're drinking 2-in-1. This is what it looks like. Mine is literally almost empty. Their products are heavily researched and trustworthy, which is very important to me. I see such a difference in my mood, which is insane, but also energy wise, just because I'm getting that deep hydration that my body needs. But also it's helping me drink water because it tastes so good. So definitely go and pick up these. I'll have them linked in my description. Also, you can get 5% off site-wide plus 2 free sampler packs of Peak Tea's best-selling teas for you and a friend by using code Alexis and clicking the link in my description box. So make sure you do so. Thank you, Peak, for sponsoring this video, but you guys know I love everything about Peak. These go in my travel essentials. Like when I'm about to go on another trip, they come with me. Especially if you're going out, girls, and drinking this summer, you need to have your electrolytes. You need to replenish your body because that also can really affect your mood and just how you feel. So obsessed. I have this every morning. Whew. Okay, I feel like when I sit in this part of my room, you guys know what's about to go down. We are about to sit down and just talk, hang out, chit chat. I'm really enjoying just doing this, and right now this is all that I can do with the mental state that I am in. This is all the energy I can give when it comes to filming. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would have got my little life update. You guys were so amazing and supportive on that post. Yeah, it was mostly about my teeth, but that's not really what it was really about. I'm kind of in a funk a little bit, and I'm used to these. I go through these often. I have noticed that this year there's been a huge space in between them, which I'm so grateful for. Last time I had one of these episodes was probably back in February, and I've been doing great, amazing, feeling so good, on top of the world. Things are just happening for me. But then all of a sudden, when I got back from Europe this last time, I really felt down, and not for any particular reason. I just went straight into a low. I just wanted to be at home. I didn't want to be near anybody. I laid in my bed for hours and hours. I couldn't get up and didn't want to do anything. And if you are new to my channel, you may not know this, but I've been diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and an anxiety disorder, which me and my therapist have talked about it. It's basically depression, anxiety is PTSD. It feels the same, but just really intensely, and just having flashbacks, severe fear of things, just over analyzing, overthinking, always have adrenaline running through your body, always living in fight or flight. It definitely has changed me as a person. I'm not as outgoing and as bubbly as I used to be, which is unfortunate because I really loved that version of myself, and I'm trying to find my way back to that. Especially having PTSD, I have to watch myself mentally. It is something that I have to kind of deal with, I don't want to say daily basis. I'm not as severe as some people are out there, which breaks my heart because the level that I'm at, I barely can handle it, and I can't imagine. It's just it's a lot. And my heart breaks for you if you've experienced it or have it to the point where you notice it in your daily life. It is something that I have to think about and recognize when it's affecting me in a certain situation. I think all my thoughts are filtered through my PTSD, which can really sabotage my life sometimes, and I have to be cautious of that. And sometimes I react out of my PTSD, which can even make situations worse for me. So it can be a lot. It can be a lot. So if you are a person that deals with it, or you just have anxiety or depression, or you just can get down, you don't even have to be diagnosed with anything, and you're just a human and you get down sometimes, I am with you. I understand. You're not alone. Don't feel guilty or shame about it. Allow yourself to experience the feelings. I feel like we are in such a hurry to kind of excuse our feelings or try to not feel them or try to make ourselves feel happy again and ignore the root cause of what's making us feel that way. So in a month or two, it's going to come back up again and you're going to be faced with the same problem and not understand why. So for me, what I've learned with my mental health is getting to the right root cause right away and addressing it. If something comes up for me and it's triggering me, I like to understand why it's triggering me, where it came from, and how can I learn how to not have this trigger me in the future, or learn what does trigger me so I can stay away from it so it doesn't bring me down. And it's a process, right? Learning who you really are. And I feel like that's what mental health is, right? If you have anxiety, if you have PTSD, depression, and you're going through a good time and you want to stay there, it's totally possible. It's just making sure you understand who you are, what triggers you, how you are able to take care of yourself on a daily basis. And when you feel yourself spiraling down a little bit before it gets too bad, what do you need to do in that moment to pick yourself back up again, to kind of go back into that happy moment? Maybe you need to take a few steps back. Maybe, you got introduced to somebody that kind of makes you feel a certain way, or a certain situation that makes you feel a certain way, and you need to take a few steps back from it, or your job, or this or that. Figuring out what you need to do in order to feel better so you don't get into that really, really, really dark moment again that's really hard to get out of. And I feel like that's the stage that I'm in. I'm trying to allow myself to feel, allow myself to go through it, not put any pressure on myself, no guilt, figuring out what triggered me this time, understanding what I need to do for myself in order to feel better again and be at my best again when I naturally feel like it. I don't want to force happiness. So for me, I feel like I'm in a stage of my life where I'm being called to start over again. I really need to hit the reset button on life again. At first, I was feeling really, really guilty about it, but there's nothing wrong with starting over again and again and again and again. There's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself over and over and over and over again. It's like, that is actually the beauty of life, the transformation of being a human being. It's like our own way of like being a butterfly, right? Like, we can't stay as a caterpillar forever. We can't stay in our cocoon forever. Someday we're gonna have to develop into the person that we were always meant to be. If you get to that stage in life, you're so lucky. There's a lot of people that can't get there. Sometimes when you're really, really close, feels like a mental breakdown, right? But it's your body and your mind pushing you to that next transition phase in your life. And we react out of anxiety, depression, fear, because it's change, and we like to stay consistent, right? We like our foundation to be consistent. And when our foundation has to be moved, we can kind of feel like we have lost our identity for a second. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we're doing, and we feel lost. And when you feel lost as a human being, you question everything: your self-love, your worth, who you are, what you're doing in life. And it can really get you into a depressive state if you don't recognize what is possibly happening. And sometimes when you're going through it mentally, it has nothing to do with life transition. If you're feeling down right now, that's what it might be. It could last a month, 6 months, a year, whatever. But it's your body trying to figure out your new position in life that is more aligned with who you are, So the more and more we grow, the older we get, the closer we get to our truth, or we should be getting to our truth. Our outside world has to be aligned with that. And if it's not, our body and our minds will push us in that direction. And it can feel really strange. It can make you feel like you don't know who you are, or feel a little bit lost. And that's okay. That's a part of the transition. I feel like a lot of us forget about that, and we put all this insane pressure in. We get confused, we feel like we don't know what's going on, and we just get scared, and then we freeze and don't do anything about it. And that was me for about a week. And in that week, I didn't know who I was, so I went and got new teeth. Like, probably not the best idea. I really had a mental breakdown that made it a lot worse, and has nothing to do with my dentist who did it, but it just probably wasn't the best idea to do it with the mental state that I was in. Don't know why I did that. Do not do that. But I did get new teeth. So I'll be making a whole video about that. Sometimes you can do drastic things like that, which I highly do not recommend. Wait until you are in a happy state and ready for that change. Yes, I'm having to reset, start over again, reevaluate what I was doing, but sometimes that's all it is. It's just time for another transition to come in and take you to that person you know that you were meant to be in this lifetime. So during moments like this, I really am cautious with how I treat myself during a period like this. I can think how you treat yourself and the way you go about it can either make the situation better or worse. And during this process, at first I was beating myself up, being super hard on myself, crying a lot, which sometimes maybe you need, which is totally fine. But once I got through that stage, I told myself, okay, what can I do to actually help myself in this scenario? How can I take care of me? And what are a few things that I can do to make sure that I can come back from this even stronger? So during this process, I really like to take care of myself. I like to spend a lot of time by myself, do things that make me feel so calm and serenity. So going to a spa, or just being by the water, or just my favorite little things that I love doing. But on top of that, I like to self-reflect, which is so important. I like to reflect on my own emotions, my own actions, and things that are happening around me that may be contributing to what is going on. And I'm very sensitive in this time, so I like to make sure that I'm able to protect that sensitivity at all costs, and I don't allow my thoughts to take over, and I don't tie an emotion to every single emotion that I have during this period in my life. I just allow myself to feel things and go through things without overthinking and analyzing those things and kind of making up scenarios and stories to fit that, because it only makes the situation worse. So if I'm feeling sad, I'm just gonna let myself feel sad. I'll try to do some root digging, right? Try to get to the root cause of what may be making me feel sad, but not allowing the emotion to take over everything in my life, and just saying, okay, Alexis, I feel sad right now. That is totally fine. I may ask myself, okay, what do you think may have started this? And I look back like, okay, this, and this is going on in my life right now. I feel really overwhelmed, and it's causing me to lose motivation, therefore making me feel sad, right? And there, it gives you a logical foundation of what is happening, instead of, this whole story like everybody hates me, I hate myself, I'm not worth it. Instead of going that route, I'm able to base my feelings in reality that make actual sense, and actually it makes me feel better. I'm able to be like, okay, no, this is actually what's going on, and that's totally okay. I'll give myself a few days to let myself feel it, whatever I need to do, and then hopefully we can move on. In this period of time, I'm saying no a lot more and not feeling selfish about it. I'm keeping my peace, I'm sticking to myself and not feeling guilty about it. And if other people can't understand that, then I took that burden off myself, and I said that's their problem. I let them know I'm going through something, and I just can't be the person they want me to be currently right now, but I will definitely, reach back out to them when I can. In this time in my life, I really like to love on myself, remind myself of who I am, remind myself of my self-worth, and really get connected inwards. Because a lot of the time when I feel unhappy, it's because I've gotten unaligned and I feel disconnected from who I am. A part of my healing process is getting reconnected, kind of restoring that self-faith that I need, remembering my self-worth, and showering myself in a lot of love, nurturing myself, having sympathy for myself, remembering that I'm just a human being and it is okay. Nothing is an end-all be-all. And I think that's the best tool to have in these situations, right? When you know who you really are, meaning you've set boundaries, you know what you like and you don't like, you know what triggers you and doesn't trigger you, you know what type of things you like to be around, people you like to be around, and people that you don't like to be around, in situations you don't want to be in. And so therefore, when it approaches you, you feel the energy and you're able to back away from it before it affects you too much, right? And I feel like when we get into situations we found ourselves in that we don't actually like, it's because we didn't back away earlier enough. But if you set up those boundaries, you understand who you were, you knew your triggers, you would have been able to feel that early on, so therefore it didn't affect you as much, and you were able to back yourself out of a situation that you didn't want to be in. So learning that is so crucial throughout this period. So sit with yourself, take some time with yourself, sit with yourself, and just self-reflect. So just be gentle with yourself, really love on yourself right now, and just know you are loved, you are worth it, you deserve it all. You deserve the world, and no one can take that away from you. And sometimes we just need a reminder of that from ourselves. Another thing that really helps me during this time is a shift in perspective. I feel like I see a lot of people talk about reprogramming your mind. It's a real thing, but I've never shared with you guys. I'm actually certified in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and hypnosis, things like that. I don't really use it. I use it on Roberto sometimes to calm his anxiety, and then I'll do it on myself sometimes to calm my anxiety. And you should look it up. It's amazing. It's something that has helped me so much. I probably wouldn't be where I am with my mental health if I didn't learn how to do this. To break down what reprogramming your mind is, it's really just a shift in perspective. Taking something you believe to be true, and I call it like a core belief, something that you've believed since the day you were born, that it's almost really hard for your brain to believe something else. Like, so if you believed that this juice was blue your whole life, and I try to come to you and tell you that it's pink, it's gonna be really hard for you. It's just a basic analogy, kind of doesn't make any sense, but hang in there with me. If I tried to convince you that this drink was actually pink, your brain would kind of have a freak out, right? Your brain would be like, no, that's not true, that's not true, it can't be true, it can't be true, it's this way, it's always been this way. That actually hinders you, right? And our greatest power as a human being is our ability to change our mindset whenever we want. Like, that's the key to life. Like, that is, if you can hone on that superpower that we have as a human being, you can accomplish whatever you want in this life, because 99% of the time of what is holding us back is our mindset, because of a circumstance we're in, and we believe that circumstance is ours and we have to carry it on for the rest of our life because we were born into it. We actually don't. You could walk away from it today. Yes, it's hard. It's a hard reality. You're leaving things behind, you're leaving people behind, but if you really wanted to, you can leave, and your brain will start to come up with excuses. Well, I don't have the money, I don't have this is not possible for me. But that's all rooted in your belief that that life you're currently in is for you. All those little beliefs that's coming up, well, I can't afford it, I can't do this, no, my life isn't that way, it's easier for you. It used to be me. I literally used to laugh at people that would try to tell me I could change my life, until I did it myself, and then I'm like, this is what they were talking about. Okay, I feel really, wow, I could have done this a long time ago. But that's okay, we all learn our own time. But understand all those little beliefs that come out of that core belief is what's holding you back and what's holding you hostage. But understand this, you have the ability to change your mind whenever you want. You don't have to believe in something because it's been one way your whole life. So anytime I feel like one of my core beliefs, I still have to work on them now, is kind of taking over, right? Like, I'm not good enough, or this or that, or the world works like this, and this is why I can't have this much money, blah, blah, blah. I can shift my perspective at any moment. And that's basically what reprogramming your mind is. So if you're a person that is like, I'm going through a funk right now, I just feel down, I feel depressed, I have anxiety, so this is why my life is this way, and these things we are telling ourselves, not realizing those core beliefs and those things we're telling ourselves, those programs we have set in our mind, in our subconscious mind, is where we are making decisions from, reacting out of, living out of, and therefore that is how it affects and impacts our life negatively. And I don't feel like people take that serious enough. It's not based in reality, it's not the truth, and I can shift it into the truth for me, and whatever that is, and act out of that space. The ripple effect on my life will be so much more positive. Being able to reprogram your mind in an instant, or switch your perspective in an instant, can be life changing. In these moments, I really like to use that tool to help me realize what is really going on and what I truly believe, and shift some perspectives I may have about myself that are not serving me anymore, to get me closer to that person that I know who I truly am. And sometimes that's all it takes. Now, this can take a long time to learn. I will leave some videos down below how to reprogram your mind that I think actually talks about it in a way people understand. I feel like a lot of people talk about this subject, but they really don't understand the roots of what you're actually doing. So be careful. I think I'm going to do a whole video on it just because I am certified in it, and also I might be coming out with something. I don't want to make a 5-hour YouTube video, so I might be doing like a program, and I'll let you guys know, just because it's something that has completely changed my life, and it's a tool I use on a daily basis, and I would love to teach people about it. So if you're feeling down right now, maybe all you need is a shift in perspective of what is going on, and allow yourself to heal and have grace and be appreciative of this moment. And it's your body just telling you, you need a moment. You need to take a seat for a second, and you need to reevaluate, you need to reflect, and you need to reconnect with yourself. You need to get realigned with who you are. And maybe there's something in your life that's going on that's not for you, and it's making you look at that. Just don't allow your negative self-talk or your negative thoughts take over and create scenarios that aren't based in reality. So for this month, I'm going to be uploading a lot of mental health videos just like this, talking about different subjects that I think will really help you guys. it is really all the mental capacity that I have within me to even do. And it's really true. I don't want to post another aesthetic video when I just don't feel like it. I'm not in that state of mind. And I just don't want to pretend for you guys. And I hope these videos are helpful and you guys can find help within them. And then after that, I'm probably going to be taking a 2-month break off YouTube and coming back in October, just because I'm burnt out and I feel like you guys can tell in my videos they're just not the same. I've just been really called in this moment to do that, to take a step back, get re-inspired. I'm already have so much plans for October and what's to come, completely doing a rebranding. But for me to be able to do that and give you guys the content yet you guys deserve and I want to be putting out, and at the level and the magnitude that I want to be putting out, and the people that I want to affect in this world, and the things and ideas that I have, I can't execute them with the mindset that I have right now, and I have to take a step back in order to be able to execute that first. But when I say wait and see, y'all have no idea what is coming for you. I'm telling you. So stick around, don't unsubscribe. I'm coming back. I'm not leaving. I'm gonna be here forever and always. I just am a little burnt out. I am probably gonna be uploading a video here and there in the months, but nothing at the magnitude of what I've been doing, like 5 to 6 videos a month. I'm not gonna do that. So I'll do little pop-ups, but October we're coming back in full swing. The channel's gonna look a lot different and I'm just really excited. So the next couple videos are gonna be really about mental health. I do have a travel vlog coming up this month, so just get ready, give this video a thumbs up. Also share your story down below and what you do to get out of a funk, and maybe we can help each other and give each other kind of encouragement, ideas. I would love to hear you guys' stories down below. I just love sitting down and chatting with you guys and just getting my thoughts out. It's really healing for me, but I find healing in hopefully helping others. And I realized that this past week as well. So I hope it helped. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.